All right, guys, thanks for joining me here for a GK Visual Podcast. We are very sporadic with these, but I thought it was time that we got the team together, talk about the last 20 years, because this is the 20th anniversary of GK Visual. Just a couple things have happened in the last 2 decades, and you guys have been here for the longest ride. We'll swap in here at some point and get the rest of the team, but I figured we'd start with you guys. Doug, my business partner, and Sean, Nick. You guys wear a lot of hats, been on a lot of shoots, been on a lot of projects. I figured we kind of reminisce.
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
And it's kind of early for us. Usually this happens over beers at the bar after a shoot.
We could remedy that.
Well, we could maybe.
Quick cut, and now we're in
now we're in the brewery.
We're at a
Here's
bar.
all a mess.
But we were sitting around trying to talk through memories and things, and for me, it's often a blur until we're traveling again. I'm like, oh my gosh, do you remember this town? I remember being that VFW for whatever shoot, or that senior center, and this happens a lot because we're on these political shoots that take us all over the state, sometimes even the country.
Your recollection of that is crazy.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Your brain is so much better than
it's visual,
mine.
so I don't remember it until I'm there. I'm like, I remember that.
I'm the opposite. Like, we've been here. You were with me. I was like,
okay.
It all kind of just
well, that
looks
is the
same.
blur, remembering who's been with me on
Right,
these
yeah.
different things.
Yeah.
'Cause it blends together in my head. Do you guys have some favorites, projects or shoots that you've been on that are worth talking about?
Well, I'll just say, like, one of the things you had mentioned, like, was, well, do you have a favorite shoot you're on? And I'll say that it probably comes on the opposite end of the spectrum. It was, like, not my favorite. I thought it was going to be my favorite.
Okay.
We got to go up in a helicopter and shoot footage. And
This is the time in Philadelphia, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, this is going to be so cool, going all over Philadelphia, flying. And I was using a gimbal, and I was looking through the viewfinder on the actual camera instead of looking out and seeing the horizon. And after like 15 to 20 minutes, I like just felt myself sweating and like, this feels so good. So I'm like, all right. So I put the camera down and I started looking around, but I'm like, I need to get shots. So pick it back up, start looking. And I'm like, oh no, this is bad. And I think someone had actually mentioned, like, are you okay? Because I just sat there and I'm like, And so they had mentioned, they're like, all right, if you're not going to make it, just let us know so we can take you back. And so took me back. And then afterwards, the one person was like, you know what? I was feeling like crap. I couldn't believe I did that. And he's like, I saw you. You hung in there. You really, you didn't, you were forcing yourself not to puke. I was like, yes, I did not want to puke all over that helicopter.
Did you feel better after you landed, or were you still sick for like the rest of the day?
No, I was fine after like an hour, but I had a headache for a while.
Because I had to go replace you.
Yes.
To do that. And like, I knew I was going to get sick. That's why I made you guys go up instead of me. So like, I put it on autofocus, and I just like would occasionally glance at the viewfinder to be like, is it at least centered?
Jeez, this is great to get this out that we just phoned this one in.
Throwing it in auto.
Yeah, I was just like, oh.
That spot turned out, I think, really nicely.
Yeah, it turned out great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was for a gubernatorial candidate, so it wasn't like it was like a little
No, it was.
Yeah.
thrown together spot. I was up shooting photos and stuff on that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were in the
You were in, like,
cockpit,
yeah.
We were in the
Yeah, you were in the part where you couldn't see out.
Yeah.
I get it. I've had some crazy helicopter stories already. There was one time I was up for a natural gas company flying in western Pennsylvania into Ohio and maybe West Virginia, I forget. And I was just supposed to meet this guy at this airport. And so Corey, who was driving me around, helping him out, took me to the airport. And when I say airport, this was a tiny little airport. And I'm waiting for this helicopter. And it lands and it looks like it's out of MASH. It's just the bubble. It's just the 2-seater, all glass, no doors. And I'm like, all right, I'll roll with it. And I thought the guy was waving me over. So I start going and he's screaming at me. And so I stop. And I wait, and he's like, you about got your head chopped off by the rotor blades. I'm like, well, that would have been information to tell me before you met me.
Right.
That
Or doing any kind of thing that looked like come this way?
Yeah, it's just, I would not approach a helicopter unless I saw you waving at me. So we go up, and so I'm already a little, leery of this guy. But I like heights, so I enjoyed the experience. Except that we land, he had planned a refueling into our flight. We land in the middle of West Virginia at another tiny little airport, smaller than the first one, and there's nobody there. It's just a runway, and it's empty. There's no other people or cars or anything. And he's like, I could see he's stressing out, but he's not talking to me. And I said, what's up? And he's like, well, there's nobody here to get us gas. So, well, do you need somebody? Can't you just he's like, no, it doesn't work that way. I said, okay, well, what does that mean? He's like, I think we have enough gas to get back. I said, you think or you know? And he's like, we'll make it. Okay. So we go up, and I'm sitting right beside him, and I can see the gas, go down. And I said, are we going to be okay? He's like, yeah, it's just going to be less gas than I like to fly with. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just praying. Oh, my God, please do not let me go down here. Because Corey doesn't know where I'm at. Nobody knows where I'm at. If this helicopter goes down, we're in the middle of all this wooded area in West Virginia. And we touched down, and that thing was sitting on E, and I was like, thanking him.
When was that? I don't recall this story.
Yeah, that was when we were doing all that coal and natural gas work.
I used to do a lot of helicopter stuff. It was before GK, so if we can speak on that. But I basically
nothing existed before.
Cut this.
They would strap me in, take the door off. I'd had a
is that Al Lancaster? Lancaster.
Yeah,
I would do that guy.
Yeah, I had a we would use the Beta SP camera, huge camera, wrap that around me, so I had my feet out, I think.
Yeah, you hang out the side.
And then, just get some terrible footage. And, but I never got sick until the last time I ever did that was I got into a helicopter where he had the cameras, and I just hooked up the camera to his feed, and then I had a monitor. So I just sat there and was watching the monitor, and I almost puked before I got back. So hanging out, I was fine, but then sitting comfortably and looking at a monitor.
Never watch the monitor.
Yeah.
God, thank God for drones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't tell you last time. Philadelphia would have been the last time we were up in a helicopter.
Yeah.
That's just we were filming the guy inside the helicopter.
Right.
Otherwise, it would have just been a drone shot.
It's tough shooting in cities with drones, even on the record anyway.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the drone I crashed when we so
I wasn't gonna bring it up. You can bring it up.
No, it's fine because I think there's something we got to clear the air on it for sure. So Nate is our drone guy in the early years, and he had to go somewhere, so we bought a brand new drone. I don't know how this, maybe 10 years ago.
Big drone.
Huge drone. And Doug and I had a shoot in a quarry. So I took it out. I learned, you got to calibrate it. It is it was really
this is
intense.
First day of drones when you had to do a lot. Nowadays, everything's automatic.
So then we go out there, not feeling great about it. And we took it. We shot at the quarry, barely landed it. I was like, it's
beautiful
good.
shot, by the way.
Thank you.
It's been used in multiple,
Who was that for? I don't remember who that.
It was for Penn.
Oh,
Penske Supply.
Penske Supply.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a couple days later, we have a shoot at a golf course, and Nate's like, well, just take...
And this shoot on the golf course, I should say, wasn't even like a real shoot. It was just to show them what we could do.
Yeah.
This is what we can do.
I didn't know that part of the story.
So I remember sitting in the office, and Nate's like, well, we'll just have you use the drone since we'll use the good one. And I was like, why don't you bring yours too? Like, I don't I flew this thing twice. This is not me telling. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with this thing. So then we get out there. It starts raining. It's kind of like gets intense because he's got this other what was that thing called? Movi.
Oh yeah, it was like a multi-gimbal kind of a thing.
Starts raining. He's getting pissed off because it's like raining on him, and then I was like, I don't know how to fly this thing. So get it up, and it's like I'm looking at it, it's fine. And I just fly the freaking thing into a tree. And then everybody's like, what's your problem? I'm like, I don't know how to fly a drone.
Happens to the best of us, Nick.
So
I'm sure I was very
I've been sitting on that.
Listen, I'm too chicken to even try it. So
yeah.
At least you're...
Nate put one in the river before, too.
He's lost a few.
Yeah.
One in the winter.
One.
That'd be cool.
We don't know where it went.
Yeah, it just disappeared.
That's somewhere else.
I thought that was going to be a great shot.
Found it.
Then there was the one at the hop farm that just...
Oh, yeah.
I still have no idea how we lost that one. Like, it just hit trees and disappeared. But, like, we looked at all the... I don't know how that...
Well, the one that we lost in the tree, and then you had to climb a tree.
That was at Strasburg Railroad.
That was something
How we got
else.
that back. Those trees were in a cow pasture, so we're dodging the cow patties.
You two spotted it. Like, we're looking at it. Like, there it is. I still never saw it. Doug climbed up. I could barely see him. He was so far away. And then he got it out.
I was waiting for the Amishman to come out and start yelling at us, climbing in his cow pasture.
But, I mean, other than that, it's been a successful tool in our business.
Absolutely, yeah. We've flown that Colorado. We were out at Red Rock. I don't know if you're supposed to fly there, but we flew there.
Yep.
We've flown around... Where else?
Were you California? Did you take? Yep.
Yeah. Up Maine, all over. Yep. Good times.
A lot of air miles.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we're not flying, what else are we doing? We're often on the road for our beer shoots, right? And so that takes us to all sorts of hole-in-the-wall places. I think that started because when we're done with a shoot, we'd always want to find a brewery, and we're like, finally, like, hey, let's do a show with this.
Mm-hmm. We're here already. So.
Yeah. Do you guys have some favorite breweries that you've been to? And
I mean, the first one that comes to my mind is Breaker Brewing in Wilkes-Barre.
Breaker's great. Yeah.
I think there was 2 separate occasions where you and I had a 2-night stay in Wilkes-Barre, and we went to Breaker both nights because we're just like, what do you want to do tonight? Do you want to go back to Breaker?
Sure.
Didn't we try another one? We won't name them, but didn't we try to go to another one? It was terrible, and we're like, why are we doing? Let's go back to Breaker.
We had one where like, should we get food? We're like, no.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Breaker.
And the wait was forever. It was terrible. Yeah.
Where's Breaker at again?
Wilkes-Barre. Yeah.
Okay. I guess if you do your homework, you can find out what other ones are close.
You can nail that down at home.
That's something you guys can hang your hat on, because my first year was when we started shooting Brewed in the Berg.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I was like 25 years old. I was still a Miller Lite drinker. I still drink Miller Lite, for the record. But you guys were like, we're going to turn you into a craft beer drinker. I was like, all right, yeah, sure.
I think it worked.
Did it work?
Took some time, but yeah.
Still drinking beer?
Yeah.
All right. Doug's favorites are the ones with fish sandwiches, right?
That was my staple for a while, was fish sandwiches. I don't know why, but it was just, I had to have a fish sandwich, and I've had
They're delicious.
really good
ones
ones
you really have to
and really
defend
bad
it.
ones. Well, that's just it. Like, it's so simple. Like fish, lettuce,
It's fried.
tartar sauce.
But I feel like
sauce.
they could go south pretty quickly. Like,
Yes. I hate when they get really messy. Like, I hate getting messy when I eat. So ones that just kind of like, oh, look how huge this piece of fish is. Great. But like, I can't eat that.
And the bun is only taking up part of the sandwich.
It just falls all over the place.
Well, when's the last time you had a fish sandwich?
It's been a while, honestly.
Honestly,
Yeah. I've switched to chicken. So I'm moving along in my meats.
Okay.
But did you have a favorite one?
I would say this is a staple for whenever everyone asks. It's the Sprague Farm and Brew Works.
Yeah.
It was
they're still in operation.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It was such a beautiful place. They had this really cool outdoor. It was like a big garage, basically, where you could lift up the garage doors on each end, and there's just all this beautiful sunlight. And of course, they're on a farm, so there's tables and stuff just sitting out, and there's all these like cats just wandering around. And good beer. So I mean that helps.
Yeah. Anything out in Pittsburgh.
You like your Pittsburgh?
I
Jets,
mean,
yeah.
good, yeah.
Dancing Gnome. I mean, and then Old Thunder.
Oh yeah, Old Thunder.
They're
I
I
just
think
like all our
someone-
friends out there.
Yeah.
Like Scott at East End always treats us
Oh,
so
of
well.
course.
And
so many to name. Yeah.
What about you? What's your Untapped up to now?
well, now we got into the bourbon and whiskey. It's like, what do I drink? But I don't know. I'd have to pull that up. But I was trying to think through what you guys are saying your favorites, and I'm like, I have so many I love, and but it's easier to tell you the ones that I don't like. But we'll probably not
Yeah,
do that here.
That's a
But I think some of those that we've had the bad experiences, and I'll just I'll explain the situation. I think some of those don't exist anymore, so rightfully so. But there was one brewery we went to, and it was kind of dumpy to start off with, and the brewer was really nice, and he was very proud of his stuff, but he put an IPA in front of me, and
I know who you're talking about.
yeah, and I about spit it out. I couldn't drink it, and he's talking to us, and he's like, "So what'd you think of the IPA?" So, I don't know. He's like, "Yeah, I've been having some problems with my hops." So okay, well, I'm kind of thinking, well, why'd you put that in front of me?
Right, yeah.
So then he goes, "You guys want a tour?" Sure. So we go get a tour, and he takes us down to this dingy basement, and just like a health inspector's nightmare. And the hops are just sitting out. They're not refrigerated or anything. They're just sitting in this hallway. And I'm thinking, whew, he's going to get people sick. Like it was a little scary. That was the worst experience. And I won't say where that was, but
Yeah, that was bad.
buy me a beer and I'll tell you later.
Probably one of my favorite breweries now is Bright Path.
Oh yeah. Those guys are.
Yeah,
make some
it
great
really
beers.
kind of got me off of IPAs. Just with the quality of pilsners and lagers that he makes.
Mm-hmm. I would say for Nick, one of his other favorite things that happens at breweries is the guy who likes to talk to everybody at the bar finds Nick and starts talking to him,
Yeah.
which was the case.
And they always know somebody in common. Like, where were we recently?
That Nick knew in common.
Yeah, like the bartender was from Harrisburg
he
or
couldn't
something.
believe they didn't know somebody in common when we were up in Connecticut.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, we were up in Connecticut for a Shooting Fountain
Yeah.
Brewery, and Nick was dumbfounded that this guy and he did not know the same people, because the guy was dating somebody from Trogs at one point, and he was into fish, and Nick's like, "This is everything I know."
It's like, we know. Yeah, I think I looked up his Facebook. We had a few friends in common afterwards, but that was cool. That was a good place.
One of my favorite, if we're going down this path of people latching on to Nick at a bar, there was that Christmas bar out in Pittsburgh. Like, it's Christmas year round. They have Christmas lights. Do you guys remember this? And
I
we
don't think
walk
so.
into the bar. I forget who was with. I mean, obviously Nick was there because I remember. And we sit down. Well, we go to sit down, and I see there's one woman there, and I just sized her up right away, and I'm like, I am not sitting at that seat. So left the seat open for Nick. Nick sits down, and she latched on to Nick the whole time. Remember, she had a book in front of her. She was out there. She was.
Nick's
You
a
don't remember
social
this?
butterfly.
He blocked that one out of his
I
mind.
don't know if I remember that one specifically. I don't know. I have a lot of interests. I know a little bit about a tiny bit about everything, so then I can kind of just BS my way through a conversation. So especially if it's about Pennsylvania.
You're an easy talker.
Yeah, probably the craziest one was up in Lewisburg,
Oh, Rusty Rail?
Rusty Rail.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I do remember that.
I mean, that place is awesome. They have like these awesome suites that you could stay at. We're filming a brewing the what's it
Port
called?
and
Port and PA, Brudenberg, and we were staying there. So we did our shots, and then we did our filming, and then I think Nate retired, and then I just stayed there, and it was just a revolving door of people would sit down next to me, keep drinking, get their story, they leave, somebody else would come in. It was
He had a little sign up, "The doctor is in."
Yeah.
And just
oh
rotated
my
through.
gosh, it was It was one of the best nights of my life.
Hopefully Christina's not listening.
It was like the end. Yeah, it was one of them.
He's
I mean,
taking
it's top 25.
Okay.
But yeah, we even met a guy that was down here. Yeah, I'm not going to go into it, but there was some things I probably can't talk about. That's how great it was.
Sean, do you remember the time you and I went to do a political shoot? We were somewhere in Western Pennsylvania, and we had driven late. And we... So typically when we go on shoots, I book the rooms. I kind of have a grasp of where we're staying, what's around it, kind of make the plan. Well, this one, the candidate had like an Airbnb house that they wanted us to stay at. And so we were told where we'd be staying and maybe our first location for the next day or something like that. So Sean and I drive out pretty late. We get to this house, and it's the weirdest house I've ever been to. It's
out of a horror story. Like, we're looking through the windows. We don't know how to get in first because like the key wasn't where they said it was gonna be. So we're like looking in the windows, and it's like all this like creepy like doll stuff just everywhere.
Yeah, it was like a retro house, but it was like scary looking. Like it everything in it. It was like a mix of Pee-wee's Playhouse and like you said, weird dolls and
we're in the middle of nowhere too. And Nate looks at me. He's like, you don't want to stay here, do you? I'm like, no. So like we would have probably had to drive at least 30 minutes to the nearest like decent hotel.
Well, and so I'm calling people saying, hey, what's going on? The key's not here. And I said, Sean, let's just go get something to eat, and then we'll figure this out. So we trying to find some place to eat in this town. We ended up at this bar that's fully smoking, which I can't tell you last time I was in a fully smoking bar. And we order sandwiches. So like
I think it was the worst burger I've ever had. Beer in a plastic cup. Classy establishment.
Yeah. And then so we finally find out that they thought we were coming the next day. So they wanted us to stay that night, kill a day, and then stay another night. And then they were still going to get us into this house. And I said, nope.
Yeah.
We're not.
So we drove home.
We had other stuff going on.
Kill a day.
So,
Yeah.
And that was the thing.
vacation?
We already found
Are you going to pay us to kill a
such
day?
a
Like,
great place to eat there. That,
These losers don't need to,
yeah.
they don't have stuff to do. Kill a day.
Oh, that was terrible.
I don't remember that story either.
That was a wild story.
That was pretty early with you working with us.
Yeah,
too,
I think it was my first or second year, and I was like, I think on the drive home, you're like, this is not the norm. Like, don't judge.
It's never happened since.
Speaking of years together, I think we should run down like how this all came to be. Like, how did GK come to be?
How did GK come about? So Doug and I used to work together at a network about Pennsylvania. I won't name the name, but it's on cable and it's about Pennsylvania. And it's statewide and
That could be like
So many.
like
funded,
at least one thing.
yeah, with 3 initials that start with a P and then ends with an N. And we loved it so much. It was our favorite place to work.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Not at all. So it was almost like a contest to see who could get out of there first, because it was like, I remember giving my boss at the time, we were talking about Office Space, and we're like, that's like this place. Like, and she's like, I'd never seen that. I said, you should watch it. So she watched it and she reported back to me the next day. She's like, I don't get it. That was not funny at all. I'm like, that's the point.
Yeah.
So I got out of there and went to work for a show about ATVs. Left Doug behind for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Another buddy of ours had gotten out then too. And so I would have Doug and our other buddy Mick, which Nick had ended up working with some too, help me out on this ATV show every once in a while. So kept people close and working together. I started getting some political work on the side. I remember my first political spot was for Dave Reed, who ended up becoming Speaker of the House in Pennsylvania and has since moved on. But that was my first political spot. That was his. And anyway, I remember getting paid $100 to do it. I'm like, wow, I got paid $100 to do this thing. want to do more of this. So I kept getting more of this work, and eventually thought, I think I can start on my own. And I was working with JPL in Harrisburg at the time too, doing some freelance stuff here and there. And I said, if I go on my own, do you think you guys be able to help me out? And they're like, yeah, we got work for you. So cobbled together enough stuff that it started to grow, and would have Doug help me out here and there. And especially when I needed graphics and editing, Doug would make me look pretty. And you were working.
I was working at a advertising agency in the basement of a
Which you loved
Hilton,
too, yeah.
which was so disgusting.
Did you say the basement of a Hilton?
Yes.
Oh God.
And so you never knew what time it was. And at one point, pipes broke open in our offices.
Before clocks.
Yeah. I can't read. So,
Right.
so we had like sewer water or whatever just dumped all over our offices, and it was horrible, and it wasn't a good time. And then decided, you know what? I actually got somebody bought out that company, and I was going to go work for this other person, and I just decided, I'm like, if I'm ever going to work for myself, this is the time to do it. So I started my own company as well. And in the meantime, you and I were kind of
we were working on
together.
everything together at that point. Yeah. So,
and you were working out of your
it was a spare bedroom,
right.
which really made it interesting. For a while there, we had another friend staying at the house that was using that as a bedroom. So I'd have to wait for her to get out and go to her job so that I could get in there and actually start my job and then finish up by the time she got back. It was a little dicey there for a while, but eventually moved that out to a little office on Front Street. And that worked for a while, but then we were growing and hired you guys and just didn't have the space. And then this building where we're in now, you had found, I think?
Found it early on, and then for some reason we decided against it and kept looking. And I think it was like another year or so down the road before we were like, yeah, let's do it. I don't know if the price was lowered or what, but
we got a good deal, and it was, so it made sense to get it at that point, and they had done more work to it upstairs,
Yes.
I believe. So
Yeah.
If you haven't been to our office, it's something, it's a pretty cool gem in Midtown Harrisburg that is pretty unlike anything else.
It's been
that I've
many
seen in
things
the
over
city.
the years.
Yeah.
Karate studio.
Call centers.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a loft, an apartment.
Ad agency was in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that you are hoping for in the future? What projects do you guys like doing? What would you like to do more of?
I love being creative, and I love when clients want you to be creative and collaborate with you. So like AMT, American Music Theater, they are so fun to work with because they want, a good product as much as we do too. So they want your input, and they put their time and effort into it, where a lot of clients are just like, here's stuff, do something with it. Like they really
There's
in
nothing
the
worse than
effort.
I hear a line says, well, you guys are the professionals, you tell me. And I'm like,
That's something too I
Yes.
love about AMT is like you're working with professional performers. So it's like you give them instructions and it's boom.
Yeah.
You don't have to coach them as much. They love it. This is what they live to do too.
they also take a lot of pride in what they do,
Yeah.
too. And I love when clients are prideful and in their own story and want to craft that alongside of you instead of just handing it all over to you, or hire you and don't want to listen to anything you have to say.
Yeah, I think, generally we're a video production company first and foremost, but we tend to find ourselves becoming the whole thing, creative, direct, produce, write the script sometimes, and just come up with the general feel of like whatever the project's going to be. But sometimes, it is nice, like you said with AMT or the project I'm working on, Reese Popcorn, where they're kind of like going through their 100th anniversary, and you can kind of sit back and really, they had a little bit of a vision and some direction, and then we just kind of put our experience on it, and so I'm really enjoying that one right now.
I do like clients who they're like, we have a vision and a direction, but we just kind of need help kind of honing in what exactly it looks like. Because I don't like it when this might be little bit of a pet peeve, but they're like, we need to get this shot. And it's like, this is not a very good shot.
Yeah, and we roll with it and shoot it and then don't use it, but it's fine. We try to.
I think another one that was like that we don't work with anymore, but was Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet. Like there was some really fun commercial
fun
stuff
that
we did.
Still
with
going back, looking at them.
So when we were talking about some of our favorite shoots, I remember the Sleepy Hollow shoot.
Yes.
And at first I was like, saw it on the schedule. I was like, we got to go shoot. We
at night.
start at 8:00 at night. What the heck is going on? But then like that spot turned out to be such a good looking spot.
Yeah.
And it holds up. I look at some of our stuff. I'm like, well, that looks dated because it was 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Versus some stuff I look at, I'm like, wow, I'd put that out again now. And
because they really know what they wanted to see, and they're good technical support, and they're very picky in a great way. And those are great shoots, good spots. Yeah.
I also love some of our other fun things that we do. Like obviously the beer stuff's been awesome, but I love when we have musicians upstairs to play, do the GK lives. Those have been some of my favorite videos. I know when we went through COVID, we were posting that stuff again just because it makes people happy. It's fun, and some of our biggest views I think are on YouTube are from some of those.
Yeah, definitely.
Those are just fun things to edit too, just live performance of music, because like you can really do whatever you want with that from a creative standpoint.
And I think our whole office is kind of music focused, and we all have our preferences, but
yeah, live music performances are kind of definitely top of my list of things I like to edit. Yeah.
You've done some of your own,
some buddies and stuff, and it's I really enjoy it, to be honest with you.
Call me crazy, but I do enjoy the political commercials.
So what do you enjoy about them?
I love that it's.
You're crazy.
Because you are the most political person in our office.
Yes, definitely. I love that it is a good way to express your creativity, and it's quick turnaround. So you're not, like I love all the poured stuff and all, but doing something that's multiple interviews and you're living with something for weeks and sometimes months at a time, it can get monotonous, and it's like, okay, I'm living with this again. But when it comes to politicals, it's usually like a day or two turnover. Yeah. So it gets your brain firing, and it's like, all right, I gotta go.
I'm in between because like I like being able to be creative with them.
Hey man,
yeah, come on, dude. Be professional.
You want to take that call?
Spam.
My friend Spam.
No, I'm in between because I like them when that you have a little bit of direction. I don't like it's like, here's just the voiceover. We need a 30-second spot.
Sometimes when it's too wide open, you get bogged down in the what can I do?
Yeah.
Like when there's at least a little bit of
like
a box
just give me
that
some
you need
sort
to
of
fill.
imagery you want to see, and then like it's fun to, because especially on the negative ones, which can kind of get old if you do multiples over and over again, but it's a fun way to challenge yourself on a creative side of what we do, and like especially After Effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
And it has made us better, I think, because we'll get a script with little direction and they need it tomorrow. So that has forced us to come up with solutions. A lot of ways of working quicker, a lot of efficiencies. We know who we can rely on for a voiceover quickly. All these certain things have. So when a client comes to us that's not in that political world, and I say, yeah, we can turn something around in a day or two, they're like, oh, I was thinking the next few weeks, but that's fantastic. So it's definitely made us better in that area.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I thought maybe we'd take a break and bring in a couple more of our team that haven't had a chance to get their faces on here and talk through more recent things. So I appreciate you guys for this part of it.
Sure.
And if you had anything more to say, then I don't know. Hold it for the next one.
Okay, sounds good.
Did you have something else?
I was just getting rolling, but no.
Go for it. You can stay.
No.
Stick around.
No, we're good.
All right, we swapped in and out here, brought in some fresh blood. We are joined with Tom and Kellen. Tom, how many years are you now?
So, actually, I'm on my 4th year.
Oh, jeez.
Yes,
Time just goes way too fast.
Time goes flying by.
Yep, man. Kellen, you've
I'm
got
the newest
almost
one.
a year under your belt,
I
right?
know.
October.
It's coming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, not even a year
It's
yet.
coming up. I know.
Still a
Yeah.
rookie.
I'm a little GK baby.
I think it's funny too when we start new employees here. It's like you got a few things to do, right? You do, and then it's like a few years into it, you're like I do everything. Like there's nothing that I don't do anymore.
Yeah, it does kind of just keep building and
we
like
turn
a
the heat
snowball.
up slowly like a lobster in a pot.
All of a sudden, you're like, keep on having more tasks.
Yeah. And
given
then
to me.
when everybody's
It's
at their breaking
so-
point, we bring somebody else in.
Exactly. I like it that way though, because then you kind of get to learn a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all been fun too,
It's
because
so
some of
fun.
that's been with one client where you're watching them kind of grow and get into
Sure.
different things, and that's kind of been fun too.
Yeah.
Giving them different ideas. Hey, maybe you guys should try this. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's do that. And then you end up executing that for them, and it works for them. That's always fun stuff to do for a client.
So yeah, so we
Absolutely.
were asking other guys some of their favorite projects or things. Do you guys have ones that stand out for you?
Absolutely.
You do. Okay.
It's the NASCAR shoot.
Oh,
It's NASCAR
all right.
Poconos.
That was a cool experience.
I've never had as much fun in my life. I mean,
Had you ever been to a
No.
race ever? Okay,
No.
so that was all brand new.
it was all brand new. Obviously, I know NASCAR, but I'm not into that necessarily. But like being behind the scenes, getting to go, in the pit, it was awesome. It
Here's
was
what I love
so
about
cool.
Kellen at that too. I was very nervous of going in the wrong places or doing the wrong thing. I thought I had read somewhere that you're not even supposed to go in the garages or be anywhere close to it. I look over and Kellen's in the garage with these guys trying to fix their car, and she's right up in the wheels, as they're swapping tires. I'm like, well, they clearly see she's there and nobody's kicking her out. So she
It's
got in
hard to
there.
deny Kellen's enthusiasm.
Yeah,
She just
telling
kind
you.
of like charms her way into everything.
Just give me a camera, man. And my thing about it is you got to be confident and you got to be out of people's way. So it's like, as long as you're out of people's way. I will say when I went into the pit, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
When I asked them, because that's a different ball game.
Yeah,
they're
those cars
trying to
coming
get,
in,
yeah.
yeah.
So I had to ask them, hey, where can I be where I'll be out of the way? But I was still able to be right on that little wall.
Yeah.
And so I would watch them. I got footage of them going out doing the tires as fast as they can. It was
I felt like
crazy.
we could die any second.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No, adrenaline was through the roof that day.
yeah, they're like,
All
yeah,
day.
you can go here. We're like, here?
Anywhere.
Well, you can go up there. I'm good back here.
right near you.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And those cars
too
flying
close for
in
comfort.
there,
It was, yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was definitely a cool shoot.
And the people watching, man. The people watching was something else.
Our client members first for that was great to work with. Like they were
Oh,
laid
yeah.
back and
Yeah. Kyle. Is that his
Mhm.
name?
Yeah,
Man, Kyle was awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
He was great. He kept me from getting lost, too. Man, if I was by myself, I would have y'all wouldn't have seen me again.
I felt like the next time I look up, you'd be in a race car going around the track.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm getting great
shotgun.
stuff in here.
Guys, you won't believe. You won't believe where I am.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Tom, how about you? You have any favorites?
For me, that when we did the Pocono shoot,
Mm.
that was fun because that was like a vacation. I mean, we didn't really shoot anything at night, so we shot stuff during the day. Then at night, we just hung out and drank and
Wait,
ate.
which one was that one?
With
Was I
my
there?
family for the Porn PA episode, this was maybe you haven't
was
even seen it. This was before.
yeah.
you.
Oh, this was way before. Okay.
Yeah.
But we did it was 2 or 3 days.
3.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Both
Well, you
shoots
missed
of
that.
your favorite. I wasn't there for some reason,
Dang.
guys.
You missed out.
I know. Jeez.
It was different because we did do a shoot at a brewery, but we were also doing a shoot. We were kayaking. There was a scene where I was in a kayak with Doug. Doug had
Canoes,
things
right?
with the
Yeah.
camera. Yeah, and I'm paddling, trying to keep Doug. That
So
was
the
a
gist
really
of the
fun
whole
day at work.
thing for Kellen and other people who haven't seen it was a family beercation. So you can go up, do the breweries, but there's all this other stuff you can do with your family. So I pitched my
Okay.
family on doing this, which at first they weren't sure about it. And then afterwards they were definitely not sure about it because they're like, that wasn't a vacation. I'm like, well, that was the point. We're trying to get footage.
Right.
But we still had a lot of fun. But so we went to an amusement park with water slides and go-karts. We went canoeing, we did a train, we
God.
did all this
Yeah.
stuff, and then we did the breweries as well. And then these guys kind of followed us around, and it was on my side of it. It was fun seeing my kids interact with you guys, and
Yeah, it was
That
just
sounds
fun. Everything, like, you
amazing.
guys were having a really good time. You guys were shooting everything. Not you, but because you weren't there. But
you
the team was shooting everything,
the
and then
wrap
we
up,
were just hanging out at night.
Yeah,
Alicia
it was
and I
great.
talking through
Yeah,
the
it was fun.
thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
kayaking.
Yeah, kayaking and
That's what
hiking, mini golf. It was great.
That's what I'm
It was
talking
like
about.
a little mini vacation. So that was a fun shoot.
You know what? I feel like so many shoots, at least for me, so many shoots that I've been on with GK have just been fun. Like I remember the first shoot that I went on with you and Rebecca in the Poconos for the PRLA.
Oh, sure. Yep.
And we stayed in this cool hotel that had an indoor water park. And Rebecca and I had an absolute blast.
I'm like going
we
to.
became best friends.
I don't want to say
immediately.
a work dinner, but like, a work dinner. And these two are belly up to some water bar in the pool.
There is a hot tub bar
Yeah.
in this place.
We're good.
Again,
I see
wasn't
you guys
on
want
this
to enjoy it.
one.
No, we're good. We're fine. We're having a good time.
We're drinking our fancy pina coladas in the
Never
hot
get out.
tub.
Just drink and soak
we lived
in the
there.
hot tub.
We lived there. And if
Sounds
we weren't
awesome.
doing that, we were eating amazing food from the conference.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They had alligator, I think.
yeah.
yeah.
She wanted to take it home.
Yeah,
The whole
we do
alligator.
actually work on shoots as well. It sounds like we're just going on vacations and just
Work
eating
hard,
and drinking.
play hard.
We actually
Well,
are
that's
doing a lot
always
of
been
work.
my thing, right? So
Yeah.
I love the flexibility that we have. Most of us work from home, especially since COVID. We can have a great time, but everybody knows you got to get your work done, right? And we make sure the clients are happy. We make sure things are being delivered. But I've always loved the people I worked with and have a great time with them. And if we didn't have that atmosphere, I'd be back to working at some of these old jobs that I've had before that were
Yeah.
not fun. Yeah.
Yikes.
It's always the travel shoots when we do it. Like, you'll have a full day, like early morning, full day shoot. And then like once that's over, it's like, okay, I want a good meal, a drink. There's been plenty of times me and
One
Nate have
drink.
been
Only one drink.
one drink, yeah.
Cut off.
Me and Nate chilling in the hotel pool, just two dudes hanging out.
No way.
That's right. Well, it pops up on my phone every once in a while. It's like just Sean and I, buddy, like
photo.
without shirts in a pool sitting. I think I had something similar with Nick in Vegas one time.
Yeah.
We
It's
gotta
just
see
like,
that. We gotta see it.
Yeah, I guess it'll be up on the podcast here.
Well, that's the thing about doing what we do. There's an aspect of like the hang.
Yeah.
Like we
The
have to be
hang.
able to hang out with each other. A lot of other
Yes.
people, it's 5:00 and they're done. We have to go on shoots, and it's kind of just sometimes beyond just a regular 40 hours. And I mean, you really are kind of living together in the van when you're traveling. So
Yeah.
you really do need to get along with each other.
Yeah.
I've always
That's a good
wanted to be
point.
in a band. Tom is in a band.
Yeah, so
so
it's just it's
so
very much
this is
like
as
band
close
life.
as I can get
Yeah.
it. We have merch. We
Yep.
travel around a band. We sleep in random
It is
You're
band-
hotels.
yeah, it is
unloading and
band
loading
vibes.
things. It's
Gear
the same.
in and
Yeah,
out, yeah.
It's very, very similar.
exact same.
Very similar.
Speaking of gear, that's always been fun for us too. Is like the loading and unloading gear in different cities. Like some of my favorite photos are us like it looks like a yard sale in the middle of Philly, or at the airport with 2 cartloads of bags and things, and then looking at the bill just to fly with cameras. It's
Ooh.
And I'm proud of you two. You guys both learned how I like the van packs
That's
very
right.
quickly.
Sean's
so
like, put this in this way. Not that's backwards. Yeah, you learn pretty quickly.
it's functionality.
It's so funny. Like I'll try to help, and then I quickly learn. Like, oh,
but that is the nice thing after a shoot. You're tired. Well, this
You
is
know, I
Sean's
hope-
job.
yeah.
Sean likes to pack the van.
There's a great story I have about me and Sean trying to unload gear as close as we could. We were on a shoot. We were going to interview someone. It was outside. We were in this park.
Oh yeah.
And there was this pavilion we were going to shoot at, and it was a little far away. And I was looking at everything. I was like, Sean, I don't see anybody around. I think you can just drive the van like right up. And we never do, like we always are, we respect everything wherever we are. But I was like, I think you can get real close to this. Nobody around, no big deal. I'm outside of the van, Sean's driving. I'm like, just go ahead and pull up there. So he starts to pull up. He goes like kind of over the curb, and he's maybe 3 seconds in, out of nowhere.
These are roads in the park big enough for cars. Like park rangers drive on
Right.
these roads, but no pedestrian.
but no,
vehicles are
yeah,
supposed to
and so you're not supposed
okay.
to.
So it's a road.
It's
Yes.
sort of.
Okay.
You're not supposed to really drive on there. And I mean, 3 seconds in, a cop car just comes out of nowhere and just pulls up and like busts Sean. I walk by, I'm like, Sean, what are you doing? You can't pull your car up here. And we actually talked our way out of it that day, and we didn't get a ticket or arrested. But it was, I
We
mean,
were with the state representative. For
Yeah,
that
the state
area.
representative of that park.
They got us
she was
out of
just
it.
like,
And
like
she's
right
a force.
there.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
like, who are these clowns pulling their van up
Oh
here? I was
my
like,
he was so
God.
excited though.
it was my idea.
That is
So yeah, so shoots
funny.
when the cops show up and no one gets arrested. Those are my favorite shoots.
We often
most
have
exciting for sure.
a lot of interaction with cops on our shoots.
yeah.
With the political shoots, some of my
Yeah.
favorites are like photos of Nick like jumping in the cop car to move it, or there was one time where we were, I want to say Pittsburgh area, and I said to the sergeant or whoever had the police car there, I said, "Can you move that over a little bit for this photo?" He just throws the keys at me. He's like, "Go for it." So Nick and I,
Really?
Nick moved the car and
Wow.
made for some good
Wow.
good little video. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Nick could have just taken off. It could have been a high-speed chase. You don't
That's
know
what
how you're
I'm
dealing with.
That's
There's some rural parts
insane.
of Pennsylvania. People are a little different parts. You wouldn't do that here in Harrisburg. But
No. That's great.
No, that's
it's a
awesome.
shame you
Once in
didn't-
a
it's shame
lifetime
you didn't get to-
opportunity.
yeah, it's a shame you didn't get to open it up in those country roads.
I know.
Well, I remember back in Pittsburgh area, we would go. Just life was different, and I remember going to this one house where everybody smoked a lot, right? And this is where they wanted us to do the photos, and there was just this haze in the house, And I remember saying to somebody one time, "Is this going to be an issue?" Like, no, this is how every house around this area is. I'm like, okay, we'll roll with it. I mean, it's just a different way of life. And
Kellen, have you been out to Western Pennsylvania much since working here? Like, I'm not talking like the
What?
Pittsburgh area, but like the kind of more rural part of Western PA.
Probably not. I don't know why I would go out there except
'Cause
with you
it's,
guys.
It's Western PA kind of has more of a southern feel to it,
Okay.
or like at least kind of the attitude of the
Okay.
people out there. Like,
I know
Lebanon's
this
a little
sounds like
bit
we're saying this in
slower.
a negative.
Well,
No,
we don't mean it
I'm
that
just
way.
like, because I would love to hear her opinion because she's
Yeah.
from the South, and I want to, if she's like, that's what we all think up here. And then like, if you go there and you'd be like, no, they're not Southern.
So what do you mean? What do you elaborate a little bit? Like, what do you mean?
Things are a little bit
They're not in a hurry.
moving,
Yeah.
Just slower pace of life. A
slower
little
moving,
bit.
a little bit more hospitable.
Yeah.
Do they like sit on their porches?
I'm sure if they
You
had
know
a
what I
porch, I
mean?
don't know.
I'll give you an example. Like
No,
when we do
no
a political
porch.
shoot on this side of the state, it's
not allowed.
very regimented, and we have the times people are showing up. When we're out there, we'll go over here. We'll shoot, with
Yeah,
so
time
and
doesn't
so.
really
Or
exist.
do you guys have a diner or anything you'd like to shoot photos in? We'll just stop and see so and so, and
I
it's
would
just
say yes.
Laid back.
Yeah, I would say yes.
And I like to know what I'm doing and have
Oh my
permissions
God.
ahead
I think,
of time.
I think we all do.
Yeah, if you have a
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
list, they're not concerned about getting to the next thing on the list.
No.
As concerned as, I don't know. It seems
Oh.
like, you go to like outside of Philly.
So
to
the worst
try to
one.
hit
Yeah,
those
yeah,
marks,
yeah.
you know?
I love a good regimented schedule.
Yeah.
The
Really
worst
good
one Doug
regimen.
and I have ever had was in Western Pennsylvania, and it was a nightmare, and we blew through the whole day. And I remember Doug getting yelled at by the homeowner at the end of the day just because he had asked for it to be a little quiet, and he got read his rights.
What?
It was
Well, Doug had it coming to him.
he is,
very
if you know
rude to
Doug,
the
he is
homeowner.
just aggressive. And
You
Yeah,
knew
it was
Doug.
very mean to the homeowner.
That's
But
insane.
I don't want to
That's
focus on
insane.
negative shoots. We've had more positive experiences than negative. One of my favorites was meeting BB King and shooting an interview with BB King on his tour bus
What?
before,
Pretty cool.
well before he passed away. I had gotten a call from a friend saying, "Hey, we can't do this job. Could you do it?" I didn't even know who it was for at the point. And I said, "Well, yeah, I think so. It's at the Forum. Can you go over and shoot this interview?" Find out it's BB King. So I'm nervous as anything. I got all my gear with me, and it's just me. I got lights and tripods and camera. And this is back when I'm still shooting on videotape, so I had, a bigger camera. And I show up at the tour bus, and his driver looks at me. He's like, "What are you doing with all that stuff?" I said, "Well, I was, here to shoot the interview." And he's like, "Not with all of that, you're not." And I said, "Okay." He's like, "We're going to do it on the tour bus. So there's no room for all that stuff." So it was just me, my camera, a monopod, little recorder, and 2 wired microphones at the time. And it was this radio host and BB King, and they sat on opposite sides of me in the back of the bus, and I was sitting on a couch between them, and I had to just keep panning my camera back and forth to get them. But he just went on and on, told all these amazing stories. I haven't watched it in a long time, but definitely one of the coolest experiences.
Oh
just
my God.
hanging out in the back of BB's bus with him.
That close to a legend.
Oh,
yeah, it's
we
amazing.
kept trying to end the interview, and BB's like, "It reminds me of one more thing," and he launch into a thing, and
That's great.
it was great. Yeah, he talked all sorts of things. If we have that online somewhere, I'm sure you can check out.
I think so. Yeah, people always say like, "Don't meet your heroes." It's great to hear that he was awesome.
It's not my favorite looking interview just because of the situation, but the,
Well, you had to
the
do what you had to
content
do.
is there.
Yeah. You were in this tiny. Well, they're not tiny, but I'd imagine to shoot something on a tour bus has got to be a pain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ideally,
yeah,
you'd want a 2-shot just to kind of make
Yeah.
it easier on yourself.
Yeah. Well, apparently the bus driver wasn't going to let him do that.
There was no.
So
chance
yeah,
of-
why? What was the reasoning for not being able to bring all your stuff on there?
There wasn't room.
There just wasn't room.
There wasn't room,
Okay.
and nobody set me up ahead of time. Told me that's what we were
was gonna be.
doing, and they
Okay.
didn't want to bring him in. I thought we were going to be in a green room or a dressing room or something
Yeah.
to shoot this, so I was going to set this thing up, but no.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's no warning whatsoever.
No warning. This is what you're doing. And that happens a lot. I mean, now the van, when we travel, has a lot more in it than we need
Sure.
just for whatever comes our way. And even then, we're sometimes making stuff up as we go. But
Yes, I've seen Doug build things on the spot for be
Yes,
like, hey, we need
MacGyver.
something we don't even have, and Doug will just sort of put some things together, and
And then
all
we
of a
had to
sudden we
put.
do. We have it.
It was you and me and Doug, and we had to put that together for that politician that was going to do those little reels. Like it was supposed to be just like social reels,
Right.
and then we had to like jerry rig because you guys had all the equipment.
and the gear, and I was told that was just going to be
Right.
a
You
quick
remember that?
little-
It was in here.
And we built. Yeah, we put together a.
Man,
yeah,
we made it
everything.
happen though.
We did.
We really
it
made it
ended
happen.
up working. It was fine, but
It was fine.
it was kind
It
of
wasn't
funny.
the best.
Normally, you don't have to think we need this, we need this, we need this, and you just grab all the gear.
Yeah.
But yet to think about
No, we
it,
didn't have any
okay,
of
we
that.
need a teleprompter.
We had to find
How are we going to do
chords.
that? Because we don't have
Doug
our
was like digging
teleprompter.
around finding specific
Yep.
chords.
Oh, you broke out the old teleprompter.
Yeah, man.
Did you
no,
really?
No.
No.
Oh.
We used my laptop.
Okay.
So we just
Yeah.
put it under the camera.
Yeah.
We would take turns
I was
scrolling.
holding it up, and it was
If I remember the
ridiculous.
client,
Yeah.
I'm
It
sure
was
that he
so
loved
jank.
that.
It was
Yeah.
so
He was
jank.
actually super cool. And
Okay.
He actually was okay. Seemed maybe
Caught
he
him
was
in a good
maybe he
mood.
was having a good day.
Yep.
He was in a good
That's
mood,
good,
and he was cooperating with us, so
We
everything
were
was
all in a good
fine.
mood. It was great.
Yeah.
We definitely met some celebrities over the years. BB King was one of mine. A lot of Penn Staters. Nick is more of the, but Sean.
Matt
you've-
McGloin. We
Yeah.
met, was it John Urschel?
Mhm.
We met Sean T. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't
You
know
remember
who
like
any of
those
these people
old.
are.
Yeah.
He's like a fitness influencer. So back in like the early 2000s, he had like
It was Insanity or
Infomercial.
whatever was his big.
yeah, he did like Insanity, but like he was also I think he was the one who did like the hip hop, like he would do like an NSYNC dance as part of like his workout routine.
Okay.
But so his name is Sean T, and so we did this shoot with him, and all my friends call me T Sean.
Yeah.
And then he put me on his Instagram story,
Yeah, he found out what his name was. He's like,
and he's like, "Yo, T Sean, I want to get a picture with you," and he put me on his Instagram story. It was fun.
And then he sent him a cease and desist order.
well, Sean started getting all these guys following, which was really funny.
I got a couple people following me,
hilarious.
probably thinking that like I was like a fitness guy too, and then they probably like look
That
at my
is
Instagram, they're like, "There's a lot of
amazing.
beer on here."
They've never made that mistake with me. Yeah.
It's the whiskey and the beer.
Who else?
Well, we've done a lot of shoots where it's like a charity thing, and like someone from the Eagles is there, or someone.
Oh, yeah,
from,
we
we've
did
done a
that.
ton of
That's cool.
those where
I met Lito Shepherd.
Kind of lose track of who we have been at some of those shoots, especially around like the holidays for charity events and stuff like that.
That's really cool.
Maybe we shot something where there was somebody.
Rebecca and I did
Yeah.
a shoot with LeVar Arrington, who's a super nice guy. He's a Penn State legend.
You guys did the whole Penn State shoot for Planet Fitness not that long ago.
Oh yeah,
too.
so
That
we
was
met
pretty
some
cool.
of the like current players for Planet Fitness. They're doing like a NIL deal with the Penn State football team, and like there's a picture of me, Nick, and Rebecca standing next to these two. They're legitimately 18 and 19 years old, and they're just like massive human beings, and we look like children.
Towers.
Giants.
That's awesome.
But they were all really
That's
great to work
awesome.
with too.
Yeah, usually every time we've done somebody, a shoot with somebody like that, like there's no egos and everybody's been awesome.
Yeah, athletes are awesome.
Super nice.
Yeah.
And that's. Is there any stories of like somebody who was terrible or somewhere the shoot just didn't go well?
Well, it ends up
all?
honestly, it ends up being, and I hate to say this, it ends up being some of these political shoots where it's their first time running or something, and I don't know if it's nervous energy or they're just putting on, but they can be tough, to deal with, and I think from the years, I think it's an insecurity thing, being photographed and being in front of the camera all day.
Yeah.
Usually, it's the people that have been in office for a long time that are my favorites. Like they're
Pros.
They're used to it, yeah.
They're used to it. They'll knock stuff out. They're like very hospitable.
Even when they don't like being on camera, but if they've worked with us for a while, they know like we make it
That
easier
too,
for them.
yeah,
So they're
they're
like, all
comfy
right,
around
like
you
I don't
guys.
like
That
doing
trust
this at
is-
all,
Yeah.
is there?
but
Yeah.
And that's something that everybody is really in this crew is great at, sort of making people feel super comfortable on a shoot. Like if you can kind of pick up that they're nervous, I've seen people come in and just sort of say, okay, we're just going to do this. Just relax. We'll just slow your pace down a little bit, because you always get a better take out of
Absolutely.
somebody that's doing that. But everybody in the team is really great at just making whoever you're shooting feel super comfortable. I've watched it kind of happen in real time where you see somebody that's kind of excited. They talk to them, and then the next take is great.
Yeah.
and that's
Because
something
they
you're
were
really
super
good at
Yeah.
for photo shoots too. You make people feel your energy comes off, and probably when you're taking their picture,
Thank you.
they're feeling something different than
Well, I
if
try
we're
and-
taking their picture.
Because I know, like, being in front of the camera is intimidating, especially when you're not used to it. So it makes sense that these politicians are like, it's like a lot, especially when you're, when it's me and Nick, he's getting video, I'm getting photo. Like, it's a lot. So I feel like that's such an important part of holding a camera or like working with other people, is like you got to make them feel comfy, because then in turn you'll get better footage and better pictures.
Absolutely, yep.
Because
Mhm.
they'll
Yeah.
be more willing to open up. And
And then at the end of the day, they're your friend. Like they start
Exactly.
out being kind of this tough exterior, but they soften up,
Yeah.
and you're getting a lot better expressions,
Yeah.
and
exactly
Better results.
interactions
And-
with other people,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
It is interesting to see. Sometimes you see somebody who, maybe they're pretty high up in a company. That they do public speaking, they stand up in front of people, and then they get in front of the camera, and it freaks them out.
Yeah.
It's just funny. Or like, it seems like
Yeah.
It's
nothing freaks you
something-
out, and then like they put the camera on them, and they're
Yeah.
it's like completely.
It's something about
scared of it.
like maybe because it's not a person. You know what I
I know.
mean? Like it's
It's-
just like
yeah.
this weird. I don't know.
But it freaks a lot of people out. So
I get it.
Everybody in the crew is really great at making people feel like, okay, don't look at the camera, or just don't pay attention to it, and kind of get. out
Oh
of your
yeah,
head a
all
little
of
bit.
my
Yeah.
Berg interviews, I'm like pretend like it's not there. It's like you and me having a conversation, and that seems to
Those have really evolved
help.
too. Those are really cool.
Yeah.
They've been awesome.
I have I love doing those. They're so much fun.
If you don't know, Kellen does a reel for the Berg every month, based off of whatever the cover of the Berg is, whether it's an
Yeah.
artist or a photographer. So
Yeah.
check those out.
Oh man, it's been
That's got to be interesting. Different
There-
walks of life for all those
exactly.
artists.
It's
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
cool to hear people's stories and why they make art, and it's just been a blast
Yeah.
meeting a bunch of cool people.
And I used to go on those shoots with you, and now you
I
don't even need me. You're setting
know.
up your own lights.
I'm growing so fast.
I love it.
But yeah,
Well, I've seen all of us grow and take on new things. I'll look at some of our work and I'm like, wow, like it's great, and I said that 5 years ago. I said that 10 years ago. I said that 20 years ago,
Ugh, I can't stand looking at some of my early work.
But you think about it, you follow trends, you
Yeah.
follow things that were popular then. Super saturated colors were pretty much in, 20 years ago. Now that is not the case. I remember when everything was in different boxes on screen. There's multiple images going all at the same time. That's not a thing anymore. So
And really, that's how it should be, right, Sean? You should always look back and be like, my stuff now is so much better. You never look back and be like, oh man, all that stuff is so much better.
Some of it
now
holds
than
up,
mine
but
used
some
to."
of
You
it
don't wanna
Right, that
say
wouldn't make any
Right,
sense.
exactly. You're constantly evolving and getting better. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of that should make you cringe just a little.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a good point. No, that's a good
little,
point.
Just a little.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a good 20 years and looking forward to the future, and appreciate all you guys and Nick and Doug that were on earlier. You guys have been family, and when you're in these close quarters doing all this stuff, it's tough to get away from each other, and so it's good to have good people with you for all that time. So we'll have to do this again
Yeah.
and talk more. And if you're unfamiliar with us, check out our work.
Definitely.
Yep.
We'll chat later.
All right.
Thanks.
See ya.
Okay, bye.